At the end of the day, alcohol is a drug that is responsible for millions of deaths, tens of billions of dollars wasted, and decades upon decades upon decades of lost productivity. So why do so many people drink? Why don't people just realize this, kick the alcohol aside and say, I'm done with this? Well, it's because people lie to themselves. Drinkers lie to themselves all the time. And what I want to do for you today is I want to break down 5 brutal untruths that drinkers tell themselves on a daily basis that keep them stuck. At the end of the day, there are so many people that get to 50, 60, 70 years of age, they look back at their life and they don't even realize that they have spent their entire life addicted to a drug. To me, that is absolutely tragic. So many people don't even realize what's going on. So whilst these untruths might be cutting, they might be a little bit savage, I make no apologies. Because at the end of the day, if you know these untruths, it can change your life forever. Now, just before we get into the video, if you actually want my personal help stopping drinking and you want to join the Sober Clear program, where we use first principles thinking and coaching to really reframe the way that you view alcohol, click the link in the description. You'll be able to book a call with me and we can see if this program could be a good idea for you. So if you want more details on that, click the link in the description. But back to the video. The first untruth that drinkers tell themselves is I don't have a drinking problem. Now, recently I've been speaking with a friend of mine and he started speaking about somebody that he knows, and this guy's getting a lot of problems in his life. He's got gout, he's overweight, he's got low energy, and this friend of mine suspected that his friend may have a drinking problem. And he confronted this person, and this person said, well, I drink every single day, and once a month I'll binge, I'll get smashed with my friends, but it's not like I've got a drinking problem or anything like that. But at the same time, all of these bad things are happening in his life, yet he was in denial. He was in pure denial that he didn't have a drinking problem. That wasn't something that needed addressing. Yet at the same time, all of these negatives are happening in his life. And he wasn't willing to say, do you know what? Maybe I do have a problem. Maybe I should address the drinking. And instead, it was almost like he buried his head in the sand and just wanted to hold on to his crutch, his addiction. And there have actually been periods in my life when my drinking wasn't crazily out of control. And if you told me that, Leon, do you not think you've got a bit of a problem? I'd have said, no, I don't have a problem. Leave me the hell alone. But really, the first step of solving this problem is actually admitting you've got a problem in the first place. And I can't do that for you. Nobody can do that for you. Nobody can do that for a drinker. Because if somebody else is pushing you and forcing you to do this without you saying, maybe I need some help, it probably exacerbates the problem. But if negatives are happening in your life, if bad things are starting to happen, and you are still in denial that alcohol is causing you a problem, I'm sorry, but it's a lie. It's an untruth that you're telling yourself. Which leads me to the second untruth. And it's that drinkers tell themselves, well, I can stop drinking anytime that I want. And you know what? In the moment, maybe they are being 100% honest, right? Maybe they can stop drinking anytime that they want. I remember I had a friend that said the same about smoking cigarettes. He's like, yeah, I can stop smoking anytime that I want. I'm just not bothered by it. Now, the crazy thing is he told himself that, yet continued to smoke for years. So when does the transition happen, right? Because he can't stop smoking now. He smoked for most of his life. That's it. When does that transition happen? When does it go from I can stop any time that I want into, well, hang on, I've got an addiction and I'm stuck? Could my friend that smoked cigarettes really have stopped at the beginning? Well, maybe, but he didn't. He chose to continue because it wasn't an issue. He could stop any time. And drinkers do this as well. Drinkers say, yeah, well, I can take it or leave it. I can stop any time that I want. And they do it again and again and again. And then they look back at their life at 70, 80 years of age and realize, damn, I drank every day. I drank for years. It was there in my life, my whole life. So if you tell yourself that, then why not give it a go? Why not stop? Just kick it out of your life and see what happens. Because then you might find that maybe you can't stop when you want. Maybe you do need to reframe the way you view alcohol. Maybe you do need to start putting the pieces together and really building out that paradigm where you see alcohol for what it is. To me, people that say that never actually stop drinking, right? They say that they can, but they never do. So it's just another untruth. Which leads me to the third untruth. And it's that alcohol isn't affecting me badly in any way. Now, the funny thing is through doing Sober Clear, I've spoke to probably 1,000 people that want help stopping drinking, right? Maybe even more than 1,000. Now, every so often, I'll meet somebody that clearly wants help stopping drinking, right? They've booked the call, they're interested in finding help. And then I start speaking to them. And it always starts with, yeah, I'm drinking a bit more than I want to. But the funny thing is, Leon, is it's not actually doing anything bad in my life. It's just annoying me. It's just like, it's just always there. And there has never been a time that we've got deeper into the conversation that we've really started finding out that alcohol is the cause of many problems in their life. Because maybe it's not directly causing a huge problem. Like, they've not had a DUI, or their wife's not left them, their husband's not left them, their business hasn't collapsed. But when they start realizing that it's robbing them of their energy, robbing them of their time, robbing them of their health, which is then stopping them from stepping up more and doing more, they start to realize that indirectly, alcohol is costing them everything. And to me, this idea that putting a poison in your body consistently for years isn't affecting you at all, I'm sorry, this is going to sound crude, but it's ludicrous. Putting a poison in your body is affecting you negatively. It can't affect you positively because it is pure ethanol. That is it. How can that not affect you, right? If you started drinking bleach tomorrow morning and then started saying to people, it doesn't affect me at all, it's delusional, right? Alcohol affects people. And even if there are no humongous negatives in an individual's life, it's not doing anything for them. So it's another untruth. The fourth untruth that drinkers tell themselves is that drinking alcohol makes me have a good time. If I go out and get smashed with the lads, it's a fun time. If I go to a party, to a wedding, and I'm drinking, I'm having a better time. Yet, at the same time, that same drug is responsible for fights, for deaths, for abuse, for all sorts of negative things. Yet this same drug is giving me a fun time. Now, if you really take a second to look back at all the fun times that you had with alcohol, you probably would have had a fun time with or without alcohol there. If you actually look back, usually it's the company that you were with. So this idea that drinking alcohol is fun and enjoyable, it's just not true. There's nothing fun about this action of, that's it, there's nothing fun about that. In fact, it's very boring. Now, I've just made a video talking about something called alcohol myopia, which is the short-sightedness that alcohol creates. Are you saying that being short-sighted and not thinking about the consequences of your actions is fun? Anyway, if you want to watch that video, there'll be a link up here that you can click. It's very, very interesting and worth checking out. Which leads me to the fifth brutal untruth. I'll deal with it later. I'll deal with this tomorrow. So, for example, the partner's nagging them, or the children are like, why can we smell alcohol in your breath? Yeah, it's not an issue. I'll deal with this later. It's just not a problem right now. I'll deal with it after the wedding, after this party. I'll do it later. Now, the best time to stop drinking alcohol is not later. It's not after anything. It's not after some event, because there'll always be another thing that you want to do later. The best time to stop drinking is right now. There is no time like the present. There'll never be an easier time. There'll never be a better time. There'll never be a time where you've got no stress and no pressure. The best time is always the present. And if you want my help doing it, book the call, click the link in the description. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.